What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Marvel's The Thunderbolts. This is my most anticipated superhero movie of the year, and I believe this could be even bigger than the Fantastic Four, Captain America, and Superman. This trailer that was revealed last night during the Super Bowl is absolutely hype because they still haven't shown Sentry. There's literally one shot where you see the Sentry suit. What a lot of people were actually assuming is Sentry is actually the Void, and from information going around, it looks like the Void is almost going to be a different realm, although sure, it's in Bob's body. It's almost like his alter ego. So yo, what is good, YouTube? What's you here if you are new around? Make subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture, biscuits, and then I try to deliver on a day. If you guys good, subscribe channel, turn notifications on, and let me know how freaking hyped are you for the actual Sentry reveal. And for once, Marvel are not spoiling anything really, because everyone was like, yo, there was a Sentry reveal. So technically all the wannabe scoopers on Twitter were wrong. I'll show you a picture now. This is the only actual image when we actually see Bob, aka Sentry. The other times where, you know, he's shaded off is because that's the Void. It's not actually Sentry, although technically it is Bob, so it's the same actor. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. I've turned subscriptions on if you want to help support your boy. And also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. So, the biggest talking point, and we are going to go over the plot leaks. This trailer confirms the plot leaks, basically. So the biggest talking point in this whole trailer is Sentry and the Void making an appearance. Although Sentry's appearance is so minute, if you missed, you blinked it. So I'll put it over screen now. You can see his hand and you can see his suit. But it's the Void that everyone is saying, yo, why aren't they showing his face? Because it's the Void. Now, I'm not one of these fake-ass TikTokers making out they know exactly what they're on about, when realistically, most people that cover pop culture content are not transparent and they've looked up stuff about the Sentry and the Void. So in order to understand the Sentry and Void's power in a simple way, just think of Bob, aka Robert Reynolds, as the scale, okay? Bob equals the host stroke scale. Sentry is the hero and Void is the balance. Remember, people, Bob is the scale. His mental stability is the scale. One misconception people have is that they think the Void is more powerful. That is completely false and not true in the slightest, because the Sentry has defeated the Void many times back in the miniseries when the Void manifested himself into a separate being. And I'm seeing the comparisons already. Yo, everyone's moaning that Sam Wilson, Captain America, without the super soldier serum is somehow going to take out the Red Hulk. And you think a bunch of superheroes without any powers are going to take out the Void. Well, we just went over literally how it will happen. Is the Void isn't stronger than Sentry. Let's go over this last bit here. One misconception that people have is they think the Void is more powerful. That isn't true, because the Sentry is going to be the one who will defeat the Void, thus defeating himself in the third act. He's defeated himself many times in the miniseries when the Void manifested himself into a separate being. But let's get back to Bob being the scale again. Sentry powers are based off Bob's mental stability. When Bob is completely mentally stable, the Sentry becomes more powerful, gets to use all his powers and abilities, and the Void is weakened and he cannot take control. But obviously, self-explanatory. But when it's the other way around, the Sentry becomes weak and the Void takes his chance to take over, you know? Hence why we see in the trailer, it's the Void taking over Sentry. So if Bob is completely stable, then Sentry is more powerful. If not, then the Void is. It's very self-explanatory, realistically. So when Sentry is completely stable mind, he has access to literally unlimited, okay, maybe not unlimited, but a lot of power. If he's not stably minded, he cannot use most of his powers. The Sentry and Void are also like yin and yang, where they balance each other out, just how the powers are explained. So I see a lot of people trolling going, oh my God, you're going to have to comment out how a bunch of superheroes are going to take out the Void, because Sentry will literally regain his mindset and his mental stability. Now, the way it's being described in the MCU is the Void is almost going to be like a different realm. Now, we see in the Super Bowl trailer, the Void, not the Sentry, is casting darkness over New York City. Now, you got to remember, this movie comes out in May, right? So it's very close. February, March, April, May. It is close. This is why they've already dropped so many trailers. But I have to give my hats off to Marvel. They haven't revealed Sentry properly yet. And a lot of people say Sentry is Marvel's Superman. Although my knowledge isn't that good, it's either Hyperion or Sentry. Close enough, realistically. But we've already explained the power set. So the trailer's pretty cool. We get to see, you know, a team of misfits, a team of retrobates, if you like, essentially being pulled into the darkness. And the Void is essentially preying on their fears that they have, hence why we see a bunch of different sequences. It is an interesting trailer. And essentially, they will come together at an end, and Sentry will essentially get his mindset back and take over the Void. Well, he can't really take over the Void because he is the freaking Void. And it looks like a pretty good movie. Like I say, this is my most anticipated superhero movie of the year. I'm not capping. I'm being realistic. I'm very different to other channels. I will give you my honest opinion. Now, y'all in the comment section are going to be like, how does this look better to you than Superman? How does this look better than the Fantastic Four? Because this looks pretty fun. And we get the Sentry, and we get the Void. So there isn't really much new sequences in this trailer, let's be honest, except for the Sentry, where you see him for a split second, and the Void taking over stuff. We do see the Avengers Tower, but there isn't really that much new in this trailer. So, but what it does do is it literally confirms plot leaks that have been going around for, you know, a while. Yelena is the main character. Action sequences are decent. We can see that. There's some, you know, action set pieces in this trailer. Looks pretty good. Similar tone to Captain America the Winter Soldier. You can clearly see that. Bob Sentry has a comic book accurate suit, but with some differences. The S symbol on the belt. Okay, we haven't seen it yet, so that can't really, you know, be confirmed or not. Ghost has one of the best action sequences. We do kind of see that. I mean, this scooper here I'm reading this from gets a lot of stick, but Bob becomes the Void in the third act. Okay, we don't know when that happens, but we literally see Bob becoming the Void. Bob is on Val's side, but has high morals and refuses to kill the Thunderbolts. He's generally heroic despite his mental health issues, and that's why the Void comes out. Val puts everyone against each other in the vault. She has a backup plan if they don't fight each other, which is the vault lockdown, and it blows up, and they blow it up, essentially. I mean, this movie is basically Marvel's Suicide Squad. And if you remember, the Suicide Squad movie, not the James Gunn one that flopped, we're talking about the actual real Suicide Squad, did $800 million. Val keeps Bob drugged, so he doesn't remember anything besides his name. Sentry fights the Thunderbolts on the top of Avengers Tower. Okay, that hasn't been confirmed. The Thunderbolts help Bob defeat his evil persona, ends with a team, and the movie officially being called The Dark Avengers. And I don't quite know why everyone's making out this is such a big thing. So yeah, there's multiple kind of plot leaks out there. The Sentry becomes the Void in the third act, but we've explained how that actually happens. And it is a shame we've not seen the Sentry's real suit, but I hope Marvel actually holds off showing the actual suit officially till the movie comes out, because we don't really need to see the suit, do we? You can literally see it for a split second, and I'm really hyped for this. The test screenings seem very positive for this movie, and it clearly looks like Yelena Belov is going to be the main star. The fake Captain America, who was in that TV show that Disney did, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Hell, why didn't you give him the Captain America role? He's pretty cool. It looks like a really fun movie, yet not over the top with the jokes. Like I say, it looks like from this trailer that when they go into the Void, the darkness takes over, they see their fears. So potentially, we technically could get a flashback sequence from the Black Widow, maybe, because, you know, that's Yelena's sisterhood in a roundabout way. So yeah, the trailer, there isn't really much to break down, but I wanted to put a video out there because the plot leaks are confirmed, which is freaking great because the Void is out there, and a lot of people getting confused about it being Sentry. But as I've said, there's literally one split second of a scene where you see Sentry, and I'm glad. So from the trailer, you can clearly see that Yelena is trapped in the Void, having to deal with her fears, you know, her loss of abandonment, loneliness, rejection. Potentially, we will get like a Black Widow, you know, Scarlett Johansson flashback sequence, but potentially. But I mean, the way that most people should think about it is the Void is essentially the Sentry's evil personality alter ego, respectfully. And the Void essentially is an Avengers level threat, but the only person who can realistically take him out is going to be Sentry by regaining his mental clarity, his mental state. And that's how essentially he will defeat himself. It almost looks dark, really creepy, really powerful, how they've shown the villain is the Void, because a lot of people thought the Sentry was going to be the villain because he's OP, almost like Superman, if you like. I don't like to make that comparison, but he almost is. So yes, the Void is essentially the villain, but no, Val is the villain, because based on all the plot information, she is going to make the team fight each other in the vault, and she has a backup plan, if they don't, to blow up the vault and lock them down and blow it up and kill them all. So Val is technically the villain because she's also subduing Bob by drugging him so he doesn't remember anything. This movie is freaking hype. This was the best trailer for me of the Super Bowl trailers, although there wasn't really any Super Bowl trailers. So pretty damn cool trailer. Hype, can't wait for this movie. It's going to be so freaking cool. So likewise, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu, check us out on Twitter, Warstu G, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.